Mom, Dad is being so annoying with his snoring on the couch. Can't he just learn to go and sleep in his room?
He said he finds sleeping on the couch quite comfortable.
Even if it is comfortable, he should know it's common courtesy to not sleep on the couch when other people want to sit on it and watch TV. It's not like he doesn't have a perfectly good bed to sleep on.
Well, he bought this couch, so he can do whatever he likes with it. You're acting as if you bought the couch.
Okay, Mom, there's no need to be petty about it.
Well, if you think it's unfair, you should save some money and buy yourself your own couch and your own TV for your own room.
Seriously, Mom?
Honey? Honey?
What is it?
How about you get up off the couch and go and sleep in our room?
Why though? Leave me alone. You're being annoying.
You haven't even taken your stinky socks off.
Well, then take them off for me.
Ew, Dad. Acting all cutesy like that is so gross. What on earth do you think you're doing?
Don't forget that your dad is 5 years younger than I am.
And that means I'm supposed to accept him acting all cutesy in front of me like that? No way.
Have some consideration. Your dad worked overtime every single day last week.
He did?
And you didn't even notice. What kind of daughter are you? You should be feeling sorry for him that he worked so hard for the sake of this family. Instead of nagging him to get up off the sofa because you want to watch TV, you should be crying tears of solidarity for him. Does it not move you to tears that he was so exhausted from working so hard that he couldn't even make it to bed before falling asleep?
Honestly, Mom, you love Dad far too much, you know. What are you doing now, Mom?
What do you think? I'm carrying your dad into our room so he can sleep in peace on the bed.
Can't he just get up and move by himself?
Of course not. He's too tired for that. Are you not going to shower, honey?
I showered earlier, Eloise.
Why are you still wearing those smelly socks, then?
Oh, I went out to wash the car not too long ago.
Let me take them off for you. Oh, my. Honey, when was the last time you cut your toenails?
Oh, whatever. I'm really sleepy.
Honestly, I'm so sick of this. If I stopped cutting them for you, you would let them grow into long talons and they would end up curling over. I've been pampering you too much. I really have. And now you're practically an old man who doesn't know how to cut his own toenails.
Honey, you know I've got the early morning shift tomorrow, right?
I know.
So I need to wake up at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow.
I know that. And I know you know I know that. So I don't know why you're needlessly telling me about it.
We'll be starting the cutting work tomorrow.
And I know that too. I always know everything that's going on with you, so there's no need to keep telling me.
Will you make me lunch to take to work tomorrow?
Do you think I wouldn't? It's always a joy making lunch for you, who claims that my sandwiches are practically gourmet.
You should get to sleep early then, if you're going to make me a packed lunch.
You're the one who needs to be getting to sleep early.
Are you going to cut my toenails for me?
Do you want me not to? If I don't cut them, it's not like you're going to cut them yourself, is it?
Ugh, I'm so sleepy.
Mom, what are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm making a packed lunch for your dad to take to work tomorrow.
Mom.
What?
Why are you always acting like this towards Dad?
What do you mean?
You're way too nice to him, don't you think?
And why can't I be nice to him?
I just think it's a little excessive that you go as far as to take his socks off and cut his toenails for him. Does it not hurt your pride as a woman to lower yourself like that?
Your father has lived his life entirely for the sake of supporting me and you since the day he asked me to marry him. He has never so much as looked in the direction of another woman. And you've seen what crazy hours he works to put food on the table, even now he's getting older. I think cutting his toenails for him every so often is the very least I could do.
But when I look at my aunts and my friends' moms and the relationships they have with their husbands, none of them do half the things you go out of your way to do for Dad.
Why would you compare me to them? Does your father blow all his money on expensive alcohol? Does he spend all his time out in bars with his friends? Does he smoke or meet up with other women? No, he doesn't. His only hobby is fishing, which barely costs him any money. Do you not feel a little sorry for him every now and again?
Is he really that different from other people's dads? I thought most dads were pretty similar to him.
Why do you have to take him for granted like that?
I'm not taking him for granted. I just don't see how him going out to work is really that much more admirable than you staying at home and slaving over the housework all day. The only fundamental difference is that he brings in money. Do I really need to feel sorry for him?
Honestly, Deanna, why do you have to be so cold all the time? Love isn't about calculations and the simple comparisons of who does what on paper. You'll only understand what I'm talking about once you fall in love with someone yourself.
I'll only understand what, exactly?
That when you're in love with someone, you think they're cute whatever they do, and you want to take care of them no matter what.
Ew, Mom. You think Dad is cute?
Do you not think your dad is cute?
Ew, no! Absolutely not.
When I see him trudging out to work in the early morning just so he can bring back some money to support our family, my heart aches for him, and I feel a mixture of pride and sadness, as well as feeling apologetic.
Is this the true love that I've only ever heard about in books and movies?
If feeling ashamed that I have to send him off to work every day for our sake is true love, then this is the truest of true loves that I feel for your dad.
Mom.
What is it now? Can't you see I'm busy here? Why don't you go into your room and head to sleep? If you're going to insist on staying in the kitchen, you can at least stay still and be quiet whilst I make your dad's lunch.
But Mom, you were from a rich family and Dad was just a nobody, wasn't he?
Watch your mouth. I don't want to hear you speak about your father like that again.
What I'm curious about is how on earth did you end up getting married? When did you decide that you were going to marry him?
I saw him sitting there, wearing a cheap tracksuit, complaining about how tough work was while stuffing 3 or 4 tangerines into his mouth at once. I thought him simultaneously the most adorable and the most pitiful sight I had ever seen.
Huh?
That's the moment I made up my mind that I would be spending the rest of my life with this man. I just knew when I felt that particular cocktail of feelings that he was the one for me.
Oh my gosh. Mom, I think I know what you mean.
You do?
Well, there's this one guy at the club I go to at college.
Who?
Whenever I see him sitting eating lunch all by himself in the cafeteria, I feel like he looks both cute and pitiful at the same time.
I'm still a student.
Well, so am I.
Both of us have part-time jobs, but both of us also have our student loans to pay back once we graduate.
So what?
So this is why I'm saying we should make a joint bank account.
To be honest, this is my first time considering doing anything like this.
If we both put a little bit of money into this account every month, we can use it to pay for our dates and keep within a strict budget so that we can have a good time with each other, but not overspend and dip into our funds meant for other things.
So we'll be using that money to go out to eat together?
Yeah, amongst other things. We can go out to eat together, go for coffee, go to the movies, or even go on little trips together every now and again.
It's just that...
It's just what?
It's just that this seems a little too practical for me. It's setting out a bunch of calculations and it doesn't feel romantic at all.
Well, think about it like this. We don't need to keep tabs of who paid last time and who's going to pay next time. We can just comfortably use this money knowing that both of us contributed towards it. Don't you think it's a bit tiring having to say, oh, it's all me today, or I'll get it next time, all the time?
Does it really bother you that much?
I'm a guy. Of course it bothers me.
Oh, really?
I need to pay for my own tuition fees. I know that you are also working towards paying them yourself, but if you slip up and end up not being able to afford it, you have your parents to help you out. But I don't have anyone to fall back on. I need to pay my tuition fees by myself no matter what. So it is true that I've been feeling a little financial pressure because of having to pay for our dates.
If paying for dates bothers him that much, then I think you should just break up with him, to be honest. It's not like you're married or you're going to get married soon or anything like that. If he sees your dates as nothing more than financial pressure, then he shouldn't be in a relationship, quite frankly.
I'm a little ashamed to admit it, but...
But what?
Well, I feel like I would also be really disappointed in myself if I ended up not being able to afford my tuition fees because I spent all my money on dates. But also, my relationship is just as important to me as my money is.
Do you really like him that much?
Of course. Why would I start a relationship with someone if I didn't like them?
Well, I suppose you're right there. But still, I think it's a little weird that he is so insistent on this financial stuff.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think in a way it's solidifying our relationship and helping us take things to the next stage.
Still, I've never heard of anyone making a joint bank account just to pool money for going on dates. A relationship is not some kind of business transaction. If you're going to pay for a date, you're going to pay for a date. And if you're not, you're not. I really think it's a bit ridiculous that he feels that it's necessary to set up a date bank account with the person he's supposed to like above everyone else.
I don't really think there's any point in thinking too much about it and viewing it in a negative light. I found it awkward at first, to be honest. But after a while, I started to realize how convenient it actually was.
Is it really that convenient?
Well, we normally take out a similar amount each month, which is nice. And we don't have to worry about who's going to pay this time and who's going to pay next time anymore. And we don't have silly arguments about that anymore. Instead, we simply just use the money we pool together, comfortably knowing that we both contributed to this date. That way, one person doesn't have to feel sorry for the other for having been treated, and the other doesn't have to take on the burden of paying for the whole date alone. There's also not the stress of having to match the amount of money spent by the other on the last date because you don't want to spend significantly more or significantly less.
It really is true that every person is different, huh? I could never imagine being okay with a relationship like yours. I can kind of understand why people make these joint accounts and go half and half on everything after getting married, but it seems absurd to me to be doing it whilst dating.
Well, I think you need to learn to be more adaptable.
I just think that what you're doing has doomed the romance of your relationship. If you make things too practical, you'll end up losing the magic.
Do you think so?
Even with friends, most people don't insist on always going 50-50. Like, for example, you're the one who paid for our food and coffee today.
Well, that's because I got paid a couple of days ago.
Why doesn't that logic apply to you and your boyfriend then? And have you forgotten that you're the one who paid last time we hung out as well?
Oh, I was?
You see? With friends, you don't keep tabs on these kinds of things, so why do it in a relationship? We never have conversations about who's going to pay next time because the other paid last time or anything like that.
Well, that's because you and I are true friends, and I want to thank you for always listening to me and giving me good advice.
But I didn't accept you paying for this food and coffee because I feel like you owe it to me because I listened to you.
Then why did you?
Because I know that one day I'm going to make it big and live a lavish lifestyle. And I'll be able to treat you all the time then. And when I get my part-time job pay, I'll treat you to all you can eat until we're full to bursting. And I know that then you won't feel bad if I don't pay twice or 3 times in a row to match you. Isn't that what friends are for? Being totally comfortable with each other like this? That's what I really like about our friendship. Do you not agree?
Yeah, I guess I do. I was thinking something similar when I decided to pay for you today.
We've been friends ever since elementary school, so there really is no need for us to be overly considerate of each other all the time. I know that we both trust each other no matter what, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, isn't it? It's only the sort of comfortable feeling you get with a real friend. When it comes to acquaintances like classmates or coworkers, it's not quite the same feeling, is it?
You're right there.
So why are you being like this in your relationship? When you feel more comfortable with money around a friend than you do with your partner, then that's a problem, don't you think? If you can be so relaxed with me because you trust me so much, then why is it not the same with your boyfriend? Why do things have to be like a business transaction with him? I think that sometimes marriage has to be a little like that because you have a household and children to worry about. But when you're still young and dating someone, you should feel butterflies because you're excited to give them something. And you shouldn't worry about how much money it's going to cost you. I think that's the magic of being young and in love.
I feel like I've heard a similar thing said before.
Well, it's not important where you may or may not have heard it before. It's important that you take everything we talked about today into account and have a good think about it when you get home.
Is having this joint account really that weird?
I don't know. Maybe I just got a little too worked up about it. Honestly, next we'll have you measuring out your portion sizes to make sure that you're eating exactly the same amount. What if you have more of an appetite than him on some days? Then what? And do you even need to take account splitting taxis or the cost of gas for the car if one of you is driving?
Well, whatever you have to say on the matter. We've already decided that this is what we're going to do, and I like it. It feels like we're building up a sense of economy together.
I don't know anymore. I don't really have anything left to say on the matter. As I said, everyone is different. Each to their own. If I ever do more, it's because I want to, not because I expect anything in return. I'd rather be with someone who wants to give more to me without thinking about things like money. I don't think I would ever want to mix finances with the person I love like that.
Honey?
What is it?
Would you be able to turn down the music a little while you're talking to me?
Well, it's not like we're talking about much, is it?
So carry on with whatever it was you wanted to say then.
I guess it's to be expected as someone who's been an assistant manager for exactly 4 years. All my colleagues have resigned, and now I'm the only one left.
But still, it's impressive that you're still holding on. You know that, right?
Well, what am I supposed to do if I don't hold on? What's the alternative? I'm exhausted from doing all the new employees' work on their behalf already, though.
Well, I think it's admirable that you're still hanging on in there and you haven't quit yet.
Making a virtually useless new employee pull their weight is also part of an assistant manager's role, so I just let things be. That way, I should get to be a team leader in no time.
I do admire your infinite patience.
I like to call it perseverance. It seems that it's the only way forward.
You definitely will become team leader this year. I just know it.
I really hope so. Oh, by the way, open the glove compartment next to you. There's something inside for you.
What, this squishy thing I can feel here?
Yeah, that's the one.
What is it?
Well, you keep saying that your butt is uncomfortable when you sit in the car for long periods of time, right? Well, I remembered that you said that, so I decided to buy you this.
So you bought this because you were worried about my butt?
I thought that you might be worrying that having an uncomfortable butt was squishing it or something, and that you would be looking at other girls' butts and comparing yourself to them. So, I bought it for both your comfort and your self-esteem.
Ah, it's a cushion. Wow, thanks. Where did you buy it from, may I ask? Was it the dollar store?
Of course. Where else would I buy it from?
How much was it?
Like $5. Nothing in the dollar store is ever $1 these days, but most things are still under $5.
Ah, $5, you say.
Why are you making that face at me?
Well, it just makes me think that if you're going to buy me something like this, then maybe you should splurge on something that's actually good quality. If you were going to buy me a cushion, you could have at least bought a nice, good quality one to show that you actually care.
Are you upset because I only spent $5 on you?
The whole thing just doesn't make me feel great. It's not that you don't get a good salary or anything like that.
But I listened to your complaints and bought you a gift based on that. Where else are you going to find a boyfriend who listens to his girlfriend's problems like that?
And by saying that, you've made the whole situation worse by saying that. Obviously, I'm grateful that you listened to me and thought about me. It's better than not thinking about me at all. Wait, why are you changing lanes all of a sudden? We need to keep going straight.
I want to go to the buffet restaurant over here.
But didn't we decide to go to that steakhouse?
Well, I have a discount coupon for that buffet chain and it expires today.
But I was really looking forward to going to the steakhouse. We had already finalized the plan days ago.
Well, you're not going to die if we don't go there today, are you?
It's just that I really hate unexpected last-minute changes to plans. You know that. Why would you change your mind all of a sudden when we had already talked about what we were going to do?
Why are you so sensitive today? All we're doing is going to a different restaurant for dinner. Stop acting like it's the end of the world.
I'm not being sensitive. It's just that I've been saying that I wanted to go to that specific steakhouse since the middle of the week, and we talked about going at the weekend twice over message.
But isn't that place really expensive anyway?
If you really didn't want to go there, you could have just told me in advance. But I think we both have enough money to afford to eat there just this once.
It's less about the price and more that you can get steak at the buffet place anyway. And I have a coupon, so wouldn't it just be better to go there?
But I specifically said that I wanted to eat the steak from that restaurant.
Why are you being so picky? What's gotten into you?
To be honest, I feel a little resentful about putting money into our date fund bank account every month when I don't even get to eat the things I want to eat. It makes me think that I would rather just use my own money instead so I feel less guilty about it.
Is it really that wrong to be taking cost effectiveness into account? It's not like I'm trying to make you pay for everything or that I'm the only one putting money into the account. Isn't it about using the money we save together to live economically, without me just spending as I wish or insisting we eat cheaply?
This is not just about whose money it is. The problem isn't just about saving money. It's that it feels like you're holding back your feelings for me as well as holding back on spending too much money. It's as if you want me to be some sort of emotionally cost-effective partner.
Why are you acting like cost-effective is some kind of derogatory term?
I never said that, did I?
Honey, you need to understand that my ultimate goal is for us to get married and buy a house together. In order to achieve that goal, we need to not be frivolously spending money on unnecessary things as much as possible. Why are you acting like I'm being stingy? I'm just trying to make financially sensible decisions. You're really making me upset by acting like this, you know.
So what you're saying is that until we get married, I'm not allowed to eat the steak I've been saying I wanted to eat since the middle of the week. Is that right?
I'm just saying that we should live frugally and make the best financial decisions possible. We can easily just go to the buffet and enjoy ourselves as much as we would at the steakhouse.
Every time you're like this, I feel like my self-esteem hits rock bottom.
Why?
You're missing the point here. It's not about that. It's about the fact that I just want to be able to eat where I want to eat when I want to eat there. Even though there's a cheaper place nearby, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the better option. Is it really that wrong for me to want to go to the further, more expensive place every now and again? It's not that I'm saying I want to go there every day or anything like that.
There's nothing wrong with trying to be frugal, though. I don't know why you're insisting on dying on this hill.
You need to understand that there's a difference between being frugal and economically savvy and being a stingy cheapskate. I feel that you're leaning more and more towards becoming a cheapskate every day.
Did I ever tell you that you can't eat the steak you want to eat? No, I didn't.
Well, as I see it, you only have to take a look at this dollar store cushion to tell me that it's not just money that you don't want to spend on me. You're being stingy with your feelings towards me as well. And it feels like you're becoming more and more half-hearted in this relationship.
You think I don't want to put effort into this relationship?
Well, you keep getting annoyed when we're deciding how much money to put into the date account each month. And you keep calling me up whenever I'm late in depositing my contribution.
Well, you can't go getting annoyed at me for wanting to stick to the rules we decided at the beginning of the relationship. If we're going to bring that up, then honestly, I think that you're the one in the wrong.
In the 6 years that we've been together, I've only been late putting money into the date account a total of 3 times. Do you want me to get down on my knees and apologize for that?
It doesn't matter whether it was 3 times or 30 times. What's important is that you were late and that's a breach of our agreement.
Why are you so irritable about this? Why are you acting like all I do is nitpick and dig into things? According to you, even if the bills end up being the same because we end up eating more at the cheap buffet, we absolutely can't go to the expensive steak place. Life is about taking a leap sometimes. Once in a while, we can skip the cheaper option and eat at the more expensive place. You need to learn how to be a little more flexible.
Am I doing this so that I can keep my money and spend it on myself? I'm doing this so I can be prepared for when we get married.
But we haven't even decided when we're going to get married. There's no point in letting a marriage that hasn't even been set in stone yet influence your every financial decision. If you had just put in a little effort for my birthday, I wouldn't be acting like this right now.
Oh, will you stop with the whole birthday thing already? You're not a kid anymore. Fully grown adults shouldn't be making a fuss over their birthdays like this. It's embarrassing.
Basically, I suggested we eat steak to make up for what we didn't get to eat on my birthday, right? If I can't even eat what I want, it makes me wonder if there's even a point in us dating.
Are you dating me just for the sake of going out to eat? Why would you even say such a thing?
I'm just saying that after speaking to my coworkers, it seems that there are a lot of guys with lower salaries than you who are willing to spend way more money on dates with their girlfriend than you do. I really don't want to have to start comparing you with others, and it's something I've always actively avoided doing. But today you've made me so upset that I felt I had no choice. There are some guys who would go out of their way to buy something as expensive as an iPhone for their girlfriend's birthday. And then there are guys like you, who won't even tell her a happy birthday. I don't know if you remember, but on my birthday, you just messaged me asking me to come round and drink beer and get down and dirty. Not very romantic, huh?
You've got to be realistic with your expectations. We've been dating for 6 years already. It's not like we're still in the honeymoon stage of the early days. Was I not romantic enough for you in the early days?
In the early days of our relationship, you were even more of a cheapskate than you are now.
There really is no point in talking to you, is there? This conversation is clearly going nowhere, so let's just end it now. We've had our date bank account since the beginning of our relationship, haven't we? In my opinion, it was the best decision I made in the early stages. Who would feed a fish that's already been caught? Go out and ask any guy on the street and they'll agree that it's normal to only buy your girlfriend lavish gifts when you're trying to win them over.
I can't believe you just said that. A fish that's already been caught? Well, if you don't look after your fish properly, a bigger fish might just come along and snatch it away from you. You don't put in effort just to get someone to stay by your side in the first place. You need to continue to put in effort if you want them to stay with you. That's just common courtesy and applies to all relationships, not just romantic ones.
What on earth has gotten into you today? Okay, I admit that maybe I shouldn't have used that exact expression, but surely you can see that I didn't mean anything bad by it. We've been together for so long now. There's nothing we don't know about each other, and we're even considering getting married in the near future. I don't know why you suddenly decided to nitpick so much and bring up all these problems. Didn't you say you liked guys who were economically savvy? How many times do I have to tell you that any time I've tried to cut back on spending elsewhere is because I'm thinking about the cost of our wedding and our married life together? Of course, I don't know for sure whether I'm actually going to marry you or not, so I'm hesitating to go all in with you. You always go along with what I want to do without any complaints, so I don't know why you're being so stubborn and rebellious today. It's so annoying.
Look, when two people enter into a romantic relationship with each other, there are always going to be problems. But if I'm honest, I didn't think that money and birthday presents were going to be the problems that we would end up arguing about the most.
Well, if you're sick of this argument too, why don't we just stop it already?
Well, all of my friends say that no matter how long you've been together, if one party starts to be stingy with money towards the other, it's grounds for a breakup.
Well, what exactly is the criteria that qualifies someone for being stingy? I feel like there's a thin line between being stingy and being frugal, and you keep mistaking frugality and sensible financial decisions for stinginess. Is this really all because you're upset that I bought you a $5 cushion as a gift? People can't always be budgeting for lavish gifts when there are so many other costs to be thinking about. Fuel costs, insurance, food, expenses, and then having to worry about paying for expensive dates and gifts for a significant other on top of that. It's completely unrealistic to constantly have high expectations about these things. Neither of us are exactly making six-figure salaries, so we can't afford to be spending like that. When are the people who live like that planning to buy a house? They're thinking too much in the short term and are failing to see the bigger picture here. Or maybe the girlfriends who expect this princess treatment all the time are expecting their men to buy them nice things and buy them a house. They can't be so dependent on their boyfriends like that, you know.
Are you trying to say that I'm depending on you? How on earth could you say that?
Let's just stop this now, please. I'm so tired of this.
Why are you acting like I'm in the wrong? You're the one who messed up on my birthday and messed up today, which was meant to be a makeup date for you messing up on my birthday. You're the one in the wrong here, not me. Sometimes I just feel like we're carrying on this relationship for the sake of it just because we've been together for so long already. I shouldn't have to tell you what to do in order to make me happy on my birthday after 6 years of dating, for goodness sake.
If that's the narrative you want to stick to, then fine.
I don't know what other women are like in relationships, but these are my basic standards. And I do feel like I've been let down massively by you.
Please, let's just end this conversation already. Let's just go to that steakhouse, shall we? That is what you wanted after all, isn't it? I had no idea that you would make such a fuss just because you weren't able to go to your favorite steakhouse.
Whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. Let's just stop at the nearest restaurant and eat whatever. I've lost my appetite for steak now, and all I want to do is eat something, anything, as soon as possible so that I can just go home and get some rest.
I know it's a little late, but shall I buy you a watch for your birthday then?
What did you just say?
I'm asking if you'd like me to buy you a watch.
Why would you bring that up all of a sudden?
You lost your watch recently, didn't you? And I noticed you still haven't bought a new one.
You catch on so quickly, it's even more annoying. Let's just stop talking now, okay? He really likes iPhones for some reason. I really don't get it. I get what you mean. It really gives me the ick when guys start explaining why iPhones are the best and why everyone should have them. I guess it's just because it's a big brand name that's been popular for a while now. People associate owning an iPhone with wealth and status. To be honest, I feel like maybe everyone subconsciously favors the iPhone because of its flashiness. I suppose you're right. It is true that it ticks pretty much all the boxes when looking for a phone. The sad truth is that people will always prefer big-name brands, whether it's a car, clothes, or a phone they're buying. So, did your boyfriend really get you flowers and an iPhone for your birthday? Yeah, he did. Even after 8 years, he still wants to buy you nice gifts like that? Yeah, he's just like that. He's always putting in maximum effort. How did it feel getting so many flowers that you couldn't even fit them in the trunk of your car? Well, I was really happy when I received the flowers, but it wasn't because there were so many of them. Then was it because they were pretty? No, I think it wasn't just because they were pretty. Then why? Well, it was the fact that he had gone to so much effort and had put so much thought and time into choosing my present, coupled with the look of excitement on his face when he came to give them to me. You could tell that he wanted nothing more in the world than to see me smile in that moment. Oh, wow. So romantic. So you could say that it wasn't exactly the flowers themselves, but it was the meaning and the message behind them that meant the world to me.
My boyfriend and I are coming up to 3 years together, and on our first anniversary, I bought him 100 roses. So then on our second anniversary, he bought me 200 roses as well as chocolate and a fancy meal.
You, as the woman, bought flowers for a man?
I didn't want our relationship to start on the premise that only women should receive pretty things. So I wanted to take the initiative and be the first one in our relationship to buy flowers for the other.
So what was his reaction like when you gave them to him?
You could tell he was a little taken aback at first, and it was obvious that he had never been given flowers before and that it was something he had never thought about receiving in his life before. And then once he got over the initial shock, he was moved almost to tears. It makes me feel really sorry for men, you know? They're told that they shouldn't like pretty and sentimental gifts and that they should be the ones doing the giving all the time.
Ah, really?
He looked like a little boy opening a Christmas present in that moment. It was so adorable. He was definitely happy to have received them.
But how can you be sure?
Well, I gave him both flowers and a cake. And he took a photo of the flowers and changed his profile photo on all his social media to that photo. He even reused the flower wrapping and made a bracelet out of the leather string used to tie the flowers together, which he still wears to this day.
Oh, wow. I guess he really was moved by the gesture then.
He really was. Talking about this is making me realize how lucky I am to have a guy like him. I need to go out of my way to be the best girlfriend possible to him from now on. Well, his reaction was like that, which was great. But I also gave flowers to my ex before, and his reaction was completely different.
Oh, really?
I gave him a bouquet that I put a lot of thought into, and his reaction was just very… meh. He wasn't happy or upset by the gift. He was just indifferent and tossed the flowers to the side after saying a lackluster thanks. And then that guy turned out to be the biggest douchebag I've ever met in my entire life. I think giving your boyfriend flowers is a really good test, you know. Seeing his reaction can be a really good way to judge his character and help decide whether he's the kind of person you want to stay with or not. Maybe you should try and do it as well, Deanna.
That's not a bad idea, you know.
If he reacts well, it will make him fall even harder for you. If he reacts badly, it's a good way of finding out whether he's a douchebag like my ex or not.
Sarah, you're planning on getting married to your boyfriend, aren't you? Well, yeah. I would like to think so. We've been together for 8 years already. And how does it feel after having been together for 8 years? I'm sure it doesn't feel that different from how you feel. You've been together for 6 years now, have you not? Well, to be honest, I don't really feel much anymore. Do you? What's the right words to use here? I feel like the spark in our relationship feels like a lukewarm electric heating pad. That's a unique way of expressing it. I feel like most people don't get as lucky as me in meeting someone this nice. He never forgets my birthday or our anniversary and always goes out of his way to get me something nice at Christmas. He's the kind of person who shows his love for me through small details like that. I feel like all I need is to be made to feel special every now and again, and then I can forgive most shortcomings in a man.
I actually think that rather than keeping track of birthdays and anniversaries, etc., and going out of your way to do something big, I prefer receiving little gifts randomly throughout the year for no reason whatsoever. Those are the gifts that really make me feel touched to receive.
You're right. It really is nice to receive a spontaneous gift.
Although I haven't been with my boyfriend for as long as you guys have, so I don't know if it will be the same in the future. But for me, just seeing his face is enough to make me happy. I don't need him to go out of his way to get me lavish and expensive gifts because it just ends up feeling like a burden more than anything else. I think durability and consistency in a relationship are more important than one amazing moment that only makes you feel good for a short amount of time.
Well, that definitely doesn't sound like my relationship at all. Why wasn't I happy in the slightest to receive that $5 cushion from him? Am I the problem here?
I guess you must still be in a mood with me, huh?
What do you mean?
Did you seriously buy me flowers and a diffuser as a gift to congratulate me on my promotion?
Do you not like them?
What kind of a man likes flowers? It's not like they're 100 red roses or anything like that.
Ah, so you wanted me to get you a bigger bouquet?
No, that's not it.
I bought as many flowers as you are years old.
But it's not my birthday today.
It's just that my coworker said that she gave her boyfriend flowers as a gift and he really liked them. So I thought I would try buying you flowers as well.
The flowers smell really strong and the diffuser smells really strong. Honestly, my sense of smell is going to be numbed by the combination. You really have no sense, do you?
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry for not having sense when picking out a gift for you.
I really don't like things that have a strong scent. You should know that. How can you be so blind about what I would like to receive as a gift? You obviously just grabbed these at the last minute because you didn't know what else to get.
Oh, you really think so?
Remember, someone gave me a diffuser as a gift at work not too long ago, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I ended up giving it to you and you put it in your car. Do you not remember?
No, not really, to be honest.
You really should know not to give me strongly scented things as gifts. Even if you happen to think that it smells really nice, my sense of smell is different to yours, and I might not necessarily like the scents that you like.
Okay, fine, I get it already, so you don't need to say it again.
You need to be more considerate about choosing a gift that you know the other person will definitely like.
Ah, so is that what you were doing when you gifted me that $5 cushion you bought from the dollar store? Are you really saying that you took my likes and dislikes into consideration when you chose that?
I was just trying to make you more comfortable. It was with the best intentions. I just wanted to help you look after yourself a little more.
Am I your daughter? I don't need you to tell me how to look after myself.
Well, a diffuser in particular is a very thoughtless gift, you know. If you have them in a room for a long time, they can start to make your head ache.
Oh, will you just stop this already?
I'm just worried about you making the same mistake with someone else in the future. I worry about you like a family member would, you know. Even if you don't want to hear it, you should take what I say to heart. When you give a gift like this, the person who receives it finds it awkward to deal with, and what was given with good intentions becomes a burden. Do you really want to waste your money on something that's going to make a person you care about feel like that?
Will you just stop already before I say something I regret?
Wouldn't it be better to get something useful? You can't use flowers for anything, and you can't even eat them.
Why does he have to be so ungrateful? He makes me want to take back everything I ever bought him. Even so, he just got promoted today, so I should hold it all in and try and be happy for him.
I would much rather receive something like an iPhone than 100 roses, you know?
Ah, an iPhone?
I'm just saying that if you're going to spend money on something, it might as well be something like that which you can actually use.
iPhones are nice, I suppose. Is the guy who bought me a $5 cushion from the dollar store really expecting me to buy him an iPhone? Thanks to you, my room has started to look like a display at the dollar store.
Why are you being like this? You're so annoying.
Didn't we say we were going to go on that spa break together soon?
It's not really that special though, is it?
But we always go on a trip together at least once every 2 years.
Can't you consider my dignity a little bit? You embarrassed me so much earlier, you know.
What happened with you two?
Well, I decided to take your mom out to the Parkview Hotel for dinner, and they were going to give us a valet service for the car. But she asked for the keys back and said she wanted to leave.
Why did you do that, Mom?
Well, when I said I wanted to go out to eat dinner, I thought we would be eating at a normal restaurant.
So that's why you asked for the keys back and left immediately?
I was just nervous and felt a little too much pressure. It's not like it was my birthday or our anniversary or anything like that. Why would you take me to an expensive place like that out of the blue?
Well, I was just feeling a little restless because it's the fall already. So I thought it would be nice to do something out of the ordinary.
Well, there are plenty of other things you can do if you're feeling restless. Take a walk in the park or something. There's no need to go and spend that much money for absolutely no reason. Does money fall from the sky? You need to fix this extravagant habit of yours.
I don't see how I'm in the wrong here.
Do you not remember what you were like when we were still dating? You used to blow your entire salary on taking me to nice places on dates.
I know she's angry with him, but why does it sound like she's bragging about him?
And then what happened, huh? You didn't have enough money left to get us a nice house, and we ended up living in that hole of a place together.
Why are you bringing that up again?
What's the point in splashing out on an expensive meal on just any old day? What's the point in putting in the effort in all these little things when it means there's no money left to pay for the big things in the end?
Mom, you really shouldn't talk like that.
Why shouldn't I?
Dad has always treated you like a queen throughout your entire relationship.
And have I not treated him like a king? You've even commented firsthand how good I am to him.
Mom, now the three of us are living in a huge apartment with tons of space. Are we not living the high life now? Dad isn't the type to spend money carelessly just on you. He knows how to treat us and be sensible, which is the best situation you could ever ask for, in my opinion. What on earth is there to complain about when you have a husband who would be willing to go to the moon and back for you?
Because he's spending too much money for no reason.
But it's not like he's spending it on himself, is it? He's spending it on treating you. He's not sneaking around with other women behind your back like plenty of my friends' dads do.
Are you saying that I should be watching out for that kind of behavior?
No, of course not. What I'm saying is that the only times he spends lavishly is when he's treating me or you to something. I don't know what you're getting so worked up about, Mom.
Well, the way I see it is…
Well, the way I see it is you're lucky that you have a man who is willing to splash out on you, even after all these years. Not everyone is as lucky as you. Wow, your mom must have accumulated some good karma in her past life to have landed a guy like your dad. I should try a little harder to be nice to others from now on so that I can meet a guy who will treat me right in my next life. Since it doesn't look like I'll be meeting a good guy in this one. Honestly, the more I was listening to her complain about him, the angrier and angrier I was getting. If every woman got treated the way your mom gets treated by your dad when they get married, then I think the marriage rate would increase exponentially. By the way, your new house is so nice. It's a new build, isn't it? Thanks. To be honest, my mom paid for most of it for me. Here, you can nibble on these snacks for now and I'll make us some dinner. Okay, thank you. I really am proud of you, you know. You're living your best life dating whoever you like. You're doing really well with your career and you've even been able to buy your own house. It's still only an apartment, though. I could do better. Even so, in this economy, not many people our age can afford any kind of property of their own. Well, I'm planning on never getting married, so the sooner I can set up a life for myself, the better. I suppose you really have been a lone wolf at heart. These guys never last too long. So, why did you break up this time, then? Do I really have to tell you why? How many times has it been now? This one was my 12th boyfriend. Are you judging me? I'm so sorry. I have no idea why I'm laughing. It really is no laughing matter. I just really wasn't expecting that number. You know your mom really has got it good with your dad. There was this one guy. What did this guy do? You can't just leave me on tenterhooks like that. I was so embarrassed at the time that I didn't want to say anything. But there was this guy I hung out with 4 or 5 times the year before last. And? He had a really good job and I developed feelings for him before he noticed me. When I finally did have the chance to go out with him, I was so excited. And I thought he would treat me a little since he was earning such a high salary. He invited me out to an expensive steak restaurant and everyone there was eating high-quality steak, obviously. But not him. No. He went and ordered regular hamburgers for us without even asking me what I wanted. Then why take you to that restaurant in the first place? Wherever he went, he would always get the cheapest option available whilst trying to make some half-hearted attempt to keep up with appearances. People who think they don't need to invest time and money into their partners really are the worst kind of people around. I hope he's left all alone because of his extreme stinginess. Have you heard any news about him since? He's not even worth looking into. It was best to break up with him before I got any more invested. If you don't like the idea of a 50-50 marriage, it's better not to get married. Stingy people like that would even ask for their gifts back after breaking up. Oh my goodness. Do you know what finally made me decide to break up with him? He was such a cheapskate that he saved money on everything. But he was thrilled when I treated him to top-quality steak at a fancy 5-star hotel. He was more than happy to leech off me but wouldn't fork out a single dime to buy me nice food. His true colors really came out on that date, which was our 5th date, and I decided then and there to break up with him. You do know that the problems you're having in your relationship are quite serious, right? You think I don't know that? Of course I know. Then why aren't you doing anything about it? I just keep turning things over and over in my head these days. I don't know if we're ever really going to be able to solve this issue. It's not normal if I keep feeling like this about the person I'm supposed to love, is it? No, sweetheart, it really isn't. One thing I've realized in life is that whether you're discussing finances with the person you want to marry, in a long-term relationship, or even in a casual setting, is that if someone our age, man or woman, casually brings up money in conversation, except in the beginning when necessary to discuss salaries, it's best to cut things off immediately. Do you not remember what I said to you when you first started dating Ross? I said that it was a little weird that he wanted to create that bank account specifically to pool your money for your dates. Didn't I? It gave me an icky feeling right from the start.
Back then, going Dutch was in fashion, I guess.
Even if that was the case, in my opinion, it's almost never good to mix money with romantic feelings. There are men who may not have much money but are generous and kind-hearted. However, regardless of whether they have a lot of money or not, some people only look out for themselves and act selfishly.
It's not necessarily that he is selfish. It's just that sometimes he says and does things that make me really resent him. And I'm the one who then ends up having selfish thoughts. I want to do as much for him as he does for me, but he doesn't seem to want to do anything for me.
Ah, I see.
And to be honest, after listening to what my coworkers had to say about the whole thing, and then doing the flower test.
The flower test?
Yeah, I deliberately got him flowers and a diffuser to congratulate him for getting promoted. I kept thinking, why should I go out of my way for this person who isn't willing to do as much for me? I hated myself so much while buying that diffuser because it felt like I was changing who I am.
Well, of course you would feel like that. Why would any woman want to give their heart to a man who holds his money like a cheapskate and won't ever do anything nice for her? You need to seriously ask yourself whether this is the man you want to be with in the future or not. If two people are in love, they should naturally want to do nice things for each other and spend money on each other. Just like your parents.
You're right.
Do you really want to carry on being involved with a man like that when you have the shining example of your parents right in front of you?
It is Christmas after all, so surely he should at least put some effort into my gift, right? This is the final test. For the sake of my future. If he's still going to be the cheapskate I know even at Christmas, then I will know for sure that I need to end things. He talked about getting me a watch, didn't he? I wonder if he'll follow through, and if he does, I wonder what kind of watch it will be. I'll give you the iPhone you've been talking about for ages, and we'll see how you react. Are you all done now, honey?
Yeah.
Are you on your way home now?
Yeah, I am. I'm so tired from working Christmas Eve again this year.
Well, it's nice that you got to have tomorrow off to see your family.
Where are you right now?
I'm just taking a walk.
In this cold?
Yeah, I just felt like it.
Okay, well, get a good night's sleep and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, see you then.
Oh, and honey,
What is it?
would you be able to come and pick me up in your car tomorrow?
Why? I'm also really tired from working Christmas Eve. I've also been working late a lot these days, you know.
Well, I just really don't feel like driving.
He has some cheek when he's been getting off early most evenings in December.
Oh, by the way, I bought you a watch as your Christmas gift, by the way.
Oh, you did? Oh, I guess he does still have some sense after all. I guess he really does know how to come through when it really matters.
Oh, morning, Deanna. How come you're awake already?
Oh, you know, the excitement of Christmas.
Don't lie. I woke you up, didn't I? Even though I was trying my best to tiptoe around.
To be honest, yes, you did wake me up.
Shh! You should keep your voice down, though. Your mom is still sleeping.
I don't know how she can sleep through the racket you've been making.
I think she's used to it by now and she's developed an immunity.
You're leaving pretty early today, Dad. It's such a shame that you have to work on Christmas Day.
Well, somebody has to, don't they? Merry Christmas, sweetheart.
Merry Christmas to you too, Dad.
I opened the card and gift you left under the tree. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get you anything.
Oh, it's fine, Dad. Last week you redid all the wallpaper in my room all by yourself, so that was more than enough of a gift.
But still, I feel bad.
And by the way, how come you're having toast for breakfast on Christmas Day? You should be treating yourself to something nice, especially since you have to work.
Oh, it's fine. I always eat a pretty small breakfast. A couple of slices of toast and a glass of milk is more than enough for me, even on Christmas Day. Your mom said she would get up early and make me something nice before I left, but I told her not to trouble herself and to have a nice line instead. My gift to her is letting her sleep in today.
I see.
I really do love your mom very much, you know.
I know. Did she not even wake up at all when you got out of bed this morning?
Nope, she's completely out cold, snoring away. Oh, Deanna.
Yes, Dad?
Here, have this slice of toast. I drew a little heart on it with the strawberry jelly. I know it's not much, but I hope it will brighten your morning a little this Christmas.
Oh, Dad. You made toast for me as well? You really didn't have to.
Have a lovely Christmas, sweetheart. I'll see you later. Oh my goodness, wow. You really bought me an iPhone. Thank you so much, honey. I love you.
Are you really that happy?
Of course I am. I've been wanting one of these for ages.
It's such a shame that I'm not as satisfied with my gift then, isn't it?
Honestly, you get more and more materialistic as you get older.
I really can't be dealing with you anymore.
But honey, we don't normally get each other expensive gifts for birthdays and Christmases.
Shut up and let me talk for a while, okay?
But honey...
The fact that all you got me for Christmas was this $30 watch isn't the only reason I'm angry and upset with you right now.
But honey...
It's not even a branded watch! I suppose I should be happy that you listened to me about wanting a new watch in the first place. But I still think it's a little insulting that you buy me this blatantly cheap one that has clearly had no thought put into it at all.
I had no idea that you were going to buy me something as nice as an iPhone. I promise. We've never spent more than $200 or so of our own money on each other because most of the stuff we did together was financed by the money from the date account.
Then shouldn't you have at least bought me a watch worth $200 then? Is it really petty for me to be saying this? I do feel really petty saying this right now.
Well, I made a reservation for us to have Christmas dinner at a fancy hotel today.
Oh, thanks. Thanks so much for making the reservation. But you're not going to be paying, are you? This dinner is also going to be paid for with the money in the joint date account, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Thinking about it now, ever since we started dating, I don't really have any memories of feeling anything towards you other than disappointment.
Look, honey, I really am sorry about today, but...
I'm being serious. I don't really have any cherished memories with you at all. You always put being a cheapskate above everything else, and it makes me really not want to go out of my way to do anything nice for you anymore. There really is no point in us being together and talking about marriage anymore, is there?
I've always been the same way. I haven't changed at all in the 6 years we've been together. So why is it suddenly bothering you so much now?
You're right. You really have always been the same. But these days, I feel like we've been going through a particularly rough patch. And I even deliberately bought you an iPhone as a Christmas present to try to overcome these feelings. But now I just feel nothing but emptiness.
I really don't understand why, though. I didn't do anything bad like cheat on you or anything.
Here's something that you need to know about women. When we really love a man, it makes us want to cook him tasty food all the time and go out of our way to do nice things for him. It makes us even feel okay about the disgusting task of cutting his nails for him. Women naturally want to be generous and considerate when they're really in love with someone.
Then be generous and considerate towards me, then. I certainly won't say no if that's what you want to do.
But I don't want to. Not if I'm the only one going out of my way to be generous and considerate. Don't you understand? If the man then holds back from doing nice little things for his girlfriend because he prioritizes being cost-effective and economically savvy over everything else, then the woman is not going to have a reason to want to hold on to him and will end up wanting to get rid of him. The thing is, it doesn't even need to be expensive stuff. It's not the money that matters. It's the thought behind the things you do. You don't want to spend money on me, and you don't want to spend your emotions on me. You don't seem to understand that women can be moved by one little word, one little tiny action that may go unnoticed by others. And it's fine if you don't want to do these nice little things for me. It really is. But what's not fine is that why should I be expected to do nice things for you if you don't want to do anything for me? This is the question that's been going round and round in my head these past few months.
So what you're saying is you think that from a woman's point of view, men should not be frugal with their money and should instead lavish their girlfriends with gifts, right? But the world is changing now and relationships are not all about the man spoiling the woman while she sits there looking pretty anymore.
No, that's not what I mean at all. You're completely missing the point. What I'm saying is that your affection towards me is no greater than the affection my cousin, who I only see 2 or 3 times a year, shows me. Why, then, should I be expected to be good to you all the time? Why, then, should I have to marry you? This whole thing is just making me feel really disillusioned.
Go ahead, compare me with whoever you like then.
I don't think you understand how serious I'm being right now. I really mean everything that I've said today. The whole reason for us starting to date, maintaining the relationship for all these years and then considering marriage should be because we're excited to embark on a new adventure together. We should be thrilled at the prospect of maybe having children together one day as well. We should enjoy every single meal together. We should want to share every sadness and every happiness in our lives with each other. But I find myself not wanting to do any of those things with you because in the end, it all comes back to money. I find it hard to enjoy myself when your biggest concern is always whether you're wasting money or not. It makes me feel like I'm wasting my time instead.
Well, I think that there is much more to a relationship than those things you just mentioned. Why do you only think about material things when it comes to the joy of being a married couple? Do you really think that every couple in the world is like that?
Then what else is it about? Sex?
Well,
That too ends up having no meaning whatsoever when a couple doesn't share their emotions, their money, and their hearts with each other. Don't you agree? I came here today to confirm whether I really do want to give all those things to you, and the answer is no. I don't feel that I want to share any of those things with you. So I'm feeling really disheartened. A relationship is supposed to be about gaining something more valuable than money. But if we're going to make each other miserable over a few bucks, it's going to be really hard to find joy in being with each other, isn't it? Looking back on the last 6 years, I feel like I was just having my energy constantly sapped from being around you.
Did we not start this relationship because we fell in love with each other?
Well, yes, of course. That was why we started this relationship in the first place. But if we keep having the same arguments about money, then I think that breaking up is the best option for us. I feel like it's got to the point where we're together just for the sake of being together, and there are really no feelings left between us at all.
Who are you to decide whether I do or don't have feelings for you anymore? How do you know exactly how I feel?
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry for making that assumption. But I don't think you can blame me, can you? Well, putting aside whether or not you have feelings for me, that doesn't change the fact that you are not considerate towards me at all. If we were to get married, I wouldn't be confident that I would be receiving the treatment I think I deserve. That's why I think it would be best for us to break up. I want a marriage like my parents. I want to marry someone who gives their all to me and makes me want to give my all to them. That's the kind of future I want for myself.
So are you saying that your parents are always buying each other flowers or gifts or whatever?
No, they don't necessarily buy each other things all the time. But my dad being considerate of my mom on Christmas morning and sneaking out as quietly as he could to have a simple breakfast by himself without waking my mom up, even though my mom insisted on waking up early to make him something nice, is one of the little things that I would really appreciate. Those kinds of subtle ways can be how people show love to each other as well as exchanging gifts.
So you're telling me you're breaking up with me because I don't do tiny things like that? Don't you think that's a little bit of an overreaction? We spent years saving money with the intention of getting married. Are you really going to throw that all away?
I've been telling you for ages now that I would really appreciate it if you would go out of your way to do little things for me. But whatever I do or say, you just never change. I'm sick of it now, and I just really want to end things with you as cleanly as possible. I was able to feel the power of true love just through one little piece of toast my dad made for me this morning. And yet I've never felt that same love from you in any capacity over these last 6 years. Showing me love in a subtle way like that was all I ever wanted. And yet you have the audacity to keep calling me materialistic. I'm starting to think that you never really loved me at all, you know? I know that maybe I shouldn't have felt so upset that I was the one always going that little extra mile in the relationship. But if I think about it, I think it was better for me to make the conscious decision to not do anything for my partner if he wasn't going to give me anything in return. As time went by, I couldn't help but feel more and more disappointed in him until I finally reached breaking point at Christmas. When we made the decision to go our separate ways, the only thing we really had to do was close down the joint bank account, which I of course set about doing straight away. After we broke up, I packed all of the gifts he gave me into a box to throw them away, and seeing all of them there in one place made me realize how pathetic he really was. But I suppose all the gifts I bought him were probably of similar quality, to be fair. I think the reason that you don't give food to a fish that's already caught is that you get too comfortable having it there in the pond, and you start taking it for granted. But if you don't feed the fish what it needs, it might decide to eventually leave and find a different pond where it will be treated better. I think everybody who thinks they already have the fish caught hook, line, and sinker should make sure to carry on feeding their fish just as well as you did when you were trying to snare it. I think that the one thing I realized after being in that relationship for 6 years is that you really can tell a man's character by the way he handles money. A married friend once told me that if a man is narrow-minded, he won't earn much, and even if he does, he'll be stingy and petty even as a husband. And of course, the man who spends lavishly to impress a woman despite not having much should be avoided from the start. How are you feeling? About what? About the breakup. That was your first breakup, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I know that it's hard at first, but things will be okay in the end. When you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, dating someone for a few years and breaking up because you don't match each other anymore isn't really a big deal.
Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about the whole thing. I guess it just goes to show how little I cared for him in the end.
There are plenty of fish in the sea, you know, and I'm sure the right person is out there waiting for you. You're not planning on swearing off dating now, are you? Please tell me that's not the case. You can't let one bad experience make you renounce all men for the rest of your life.
Are you crazy? Of course I'm going to start dating again. I'm going to become a man-eater just like you.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm looking forward to hearing your stories. Welcome to the club.
As soon as I've fully recovered mentally from this draining relationship, I'll make sure to be careful that I don't end up with someone else who doesn't make me feel valued the way I deserve to be valued. I am a queen, and I deserve to be treated like one.
That's the spirit. You're going to meet someone who brings out the best in you and makes you feel special every day. I just know it.
You know, the reason I broke up with him wasn't really about the money and the materialistic stuff.
Then what was it about?
Constantly censoring myself and suppressing who I really am while being with him was actually really terrifying. Imagine if I really had consigned myself to living like that for the rest of my life. I kept thinking to myself, is this really love? Am I really being loved and valued like I should be?
If you were feeling like that, then it really is a good thing that you got rid of him when you did. No woman can be happy when her self-esteem is on the floor.
Exactly.
So that's why I think it was best for me to break things off now before things can get any worse. Because God only knows how he could have manipulated me in that relationship if my self-esteem was any lower. I have absolutely no regrets, and I truly believe that I took the right decision for me. You really did. I'm so proud of you. From now on, I'm going to know my worth, and I'm certainly not going to let my worth be defined by a $30 watch. Oh, honey, you're worth so much more than that. You need to make sure that you never give a guy a reason to think, she's the kind of woman who won't leave me no matter what I do. You're right. My parents worked hard to give me the best upbringing possible, and I wouldn't want to disappoint them by throwing myself away on some douchebag who doesn't know how to treat me right.
Why, hello there. You're even more beautiful than in your photos.
Hi there. I could say the same about you. You're so much more handsome in person.
I do get that a lot. Here, I bought these for you.
Oh, wow, a bouquet of roses. But they don't seem to be very fresh. I can't really smell their aroma properly. It seems like they've been dried. Is there something wrong with them, may I ask?
Oh, that's probably because they're the roses that my ex gave me as a promotion gift a few months ago.
Excuse me?
I did a great job of drying them, didn't I? I thought it would be such a waste of money to just let them die. And obviously, since I had this perfectly fine bouquet, there was no need for me to spend more money on getting you a fresh one. I did throw them around a little in anger after she broke up with me, so they'd look a tiny bit disheveled, but they're still perfectly intact. I never imagined that even these stupid roses would come in handy one day. So, do you like them? You love them, don't you?
You really want to ask me if I like them?
Do you really want to hear my answer? Why are you standing up? Ow! Ouch! What on earth is wrong with you? Why would you hit me with the flowers?
I've never met someone as pathetic as you in my life. If you're broke, go home and twiddle your thumbs or something. Don't come out and waste people's time like this. I can't believe that people like you actually exist in this world. If you ever show up in front of me ever again, I will beat you to death, just so you know.
Why did you have to throw the bouquet? Now it's all ruined.
I'm in a rotten mood now, so you better pay for my coffee as compensation for wasting my time. I did my hair and makeup and put on my nicest dress for absolutely no reason, it seems.
This is why I shouldn't be dating women my age. I should go and date an empty-headed, impressionable 20-year-old instead, so I can mold her into becoming the perfect girlfriend. I'll make sure to sweep her off her feet and marry her before she has the chance to learn how the world works properly. Ugh, I was hoping that I would be able to use this bouquet a few more times, but now it's all messed up. Hey! Are you not going to compensate me for the damage done to my flowers? She's gone. Oh well, on the bright side, I didn't give her the diffuser that Deanna bought me. It would have been much more annoying if she'd broken that. I can go and give it to my new 20-year-old girlfriend instead.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.